And I'm thinking, oh my God, don't you get shot, because they are lighting it up. How they fucking missed her, I don't know. Yo, what's up? This is Poetry. I am coming to you with a most unexpected review. It's another black TV show that is airing on BET. It started showing Tuesday night, and I just started watching it on my little TV box. And this Rebel is a black cop in Oakland, California, and her real name is Rebecca. She's kind of like a rebel without a pause, so to speak. She kind of goes off the grid a little bit in her actions, but that's what makes her rebel. Man, I was not going to do this review. Actually, I hadn't planned on watching this show. I just like accidentally slipped up on this show. So after I got like about 20 minutes in it, I was like, I got to review this. Between this and Shots Fired, it has given us so many elements of being a black officer or litigator. So both of these are coming from those points of view. Let me start off. Let me see what I can get into, yo. So it starts off with Rebel is going into a bar. She orders her a drink, and she's talking to the bartender, trying to find out if a particular person is there. So she goes back to the back of the bar, and the guy is like, "What the fuck you want now?" And she was like, "You know what I'm here for. We need to talk. And I think we should go do it outside, so I won't embarrass you in front of your friends." So when she makes this little comment, his boy like, "Who is this? This another chick you used to fuck? I mean, you into the BDSM? I see you got your handcuffs." He making real misogynistic remarks to her and everything. She was like, "Dude, hold the fuck up. This ain't your party. I'm here for him." So they start to surround her. She pulls out her little nightstick like, "Hey, I told y'all back the hell up off of me. I'm about to fuck everybody up in here." So they kind of real drunk and loud and obnoxious and throwing out real sexist remarks and everything. And she basically whoops old boy's ass, the guy she in there for. And everybody rolling up on her. She's still like, "Hey, I said back the hell up off me." She talk with real loose lingo. Love it, love it, love it. She's like, "You better back the hell up off me. I told y'all, somebody gonna get fucked up. Keep walking up on me like that." So she starts to escort old boy out of the bar, and she stops and like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all one more time," because they all crowded her and they barking at her and everything. You know how you get a crowd, an angry mob behind you, and that's pretty much what's going on. And she's like, "Hey, I told y'all to back the hell up off me. I'm gonna tell y'all one last time. This is it. This is the last time. Next time I'm gonna put out another weapon, and I'm gonna stand my motherfucking ground. I'm just letting you know right now." So she basically is arresting old boy for rape. He apparently raped someone. I guess he's not convicted. He's out on bail or he's doing something, but he's stalking whoever the victim is in the process. And her partner comes in, and he like, "Hey, what you doing here without me?" And she's like, "Hey, I got the tip that he was here, so I thought I'd come on through. I mean, we got him right now." So it's partner like, "Look, you can't keep doing stuff without me. This is it's a partnership. You gotta wait on me." I'm sorry, y'all. I went to a little coughing fit. He was like, "You gotta wait on me." So she's like, "All right, whatever." The next thing they go to, oh, I hope I ain't doing this out of order. She goes into the precinct, and she walks through this precinct, and I'm thinking, God doggy, what precinct is this that got this many black cops? But she's supposed to be in Oakland. She walking through this precinct, and it's a guy in there, officer, the guy from School Days. Oh my God, I'm so mad I can't remember his real name as an actor. I love him in pretty much almost everything he do. But his best role for me is this. I mean, his most memorable role for me was in School Days. And so he's in there, and he's a lieutenant. He's talking to two officers, and they're going over like the Odyssey. They're going over that. And she comes in like, "Hey, I see you still giving the rookies a hard time. You trying to push that Greek on them." He's like, "Yeah." So she slides him saying, "Hey, you read my pages?" Evidently she writes poetry. Hey girl, hey, I write poetry too. She writes poetry, and she has a little book, and she asking him his opinion on the words, and he like, "Hey, step your game up. I mean, it's cool, but you need to do better. You can do better. I know you can." As she was walking out, she's going through the precinct, she runs up to the captain. The captain is like, "Come on now. All that shit you popping off. Don't do that again. She's like, what you talking about? Acting real coy. She's like, all right, I heard you pretty much. So on her way out the door, she runs into another officer, and he's like, asking her, she like his little pearly whites. And he suggested that she should have been his partner instead of her brother. So evidently the dude, Mac, her partner at the beginning, is his brother. And she was like, yeah, but I'm quite sure those teeth wouldn't stay lustrous too long, something like that. So they just joking back and forth. She now goes home, rolling up in front of her crib. She lives or her dad's home. She lives in the hood of Oakland. And she's with her friend, China. I hope the girl name is China for real. Or China, because that would be disrespectful if they just called her China or China because she's Asian. But they go into the crib and they worried about her interaction with her dad. She has a brother that's outside on the stoop, and he got a bunch of homies out there with him. They toss back words a little bit, makes a move. She goes in the house, and the daddy in there like going off on her other brother, telling him he can't be ripping around out in the streets. He done made this big dinner. It's Sunday. Everybody gonna eat together. He was like, well, I want to go do something with my friends. And he's trying to get the sister, Rebel, to like talk some sense to him. Make him stay home. We got food we got to eat. They have a nice little tea-ha-ha exchange. And they sit down to this dinner. And it's only Rebel, China, and her dad. And they sit down to this dinner. And the dad is being so disrespectful. He talking about, you like the finest Oriental I've ever seen. And she was like, Oriental? We already talked about this. That is not a good word to say. And unfortunately, maybe I'm green. I never knew Oriental was offensive. I know that all people of Asian descent aren't from the Orient, but I just never knew that Oriental was an official word to them, or to Asian people. I didn't know it was offensive. I'm sorry. I say Orientals too. My bad. But evidently it's an offensive term to use to people of Asian descent. Okay, so got my first lesson. So he basically comparing her to some woman he used to smash back in the day, and talking about different sexual positions that evidently Asian women are familiar with. And the girl was like, damn, what the hell is that? What's the tip? So she kind of explained to her, it was just like, whatever. So they, afterwards she had already told her brother that she's going to meet up with him later. He was going to hang out with some friends. And they roll out to, she rolls out to where he's at. He's with some homies that, not the most, they're not the most savory characters, but they've been kicking him down some money so he can get his little studio time in, help him get his little CD together. He kick off some poetry to them, let them know he's still working. They like, dude, it's all we see is you hanging around with a bunch of Asian dudes. And evidently he goes to this school that deals with music therapy, and it's a lot of Asian students there, so that's where they get that connection. So he roll off with his sister. They go back to the crib, they drinking, he's smoking up, and they listen to some music. And he said he gonna go hang out with some other friends of his later on. Some dude named Texan. They gonna look up, and she's like, cool. So she out. I don't know what I'm missing. Oh, I may be missing something. So he goes out with his friends, and she out rolling with her partner. Evidently she got assigned to this east side, the part of Oakland. I think they said east side. So a territory that usually not there, and they supposed to be working on another case, and the captain's like, nah, we done reassigned you because all those shenanigans you pulled the other night. He said, I ain't gonna have you working around no white people anytime soon. So they rolling through the hood, and they get this little call, and it's supposed to be a black male suspect was seen with a gun. And she like, shit, damn it, I knew it would be. And her boy is like, hey, we ain't gotta take that call. And she like, yeah, we right here though. So they end up taking the call. But prior to this, Mac is going through his phone on Tinder. You swipe left and right to get the dates that you want. And he just questioned her about something the girl said to him. Like, basically, he got the brush off from the chick. She wasn't feeling him. So he like, what happened to us? And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Really? Y'all had that going on? And she like, look, I'm going to have to tell you, Mac. You was just a booty call, for real. It didn't mean nothing to me. And it shouldn't mean nothing to you. Why are you holding on to that? It only happened like once or twice. Let that go. And so they, but he thinking that he's like, well, who you getting it broke off from? You know, like really, that's the conversation. I guess you can have that conversation with your partner, but if I already slept with you once, I don't think I'm gonna be having that type of conversation with you, who I'm sleeping with right now. That's just not something that we finna do. So they go to the scene. And while they at the scene, they roll up on the guy who in an alleyway. It's a dark alleyway. Got his hands up. And they both jump out the car. Put your weapon down. Put your weapon down. And I'm thinking, I don't see a weapon. And they kept saying, put your weapon down. Put your weapon down. Turn around. Slowly back up. You know, put your weapon down. So he starts to slowly turn around. I said, oh my God, that's Malik. I was hoping I was wrong. He starts to put the weapon down. And he says, so you gonna shoot me, sis? I say, I'll be damn it, it's Malik. It's Malik. And she's like, boy, what the fuck you doing out here? Why the hell are you out here with a gun in your hand? So they communicating back and forth, and he like, you know, I was at a party, so I was with the friends, and something popped off. Somebody started shooting. There was a gun on the ground. I picked up. Why would you pick up this gun? And then you run down the alley with it. The story didn't make sense to me. I'm gonna let you know that right now. It didn't add up to me. Why you out here with a gun, and then you turn around so aggressively, like, you just gonna shoot me, sis? He didn't say it like in a joking manner. He seemed like he was really offended that she had this gun on him and you walking down the alley with this fucking gun on you. So I didn't buy his story, but okay, this is what's going down. So, but they having a conversation. He put the gun down. The gun is like away from him, probably about a good 5 to 10 feet away from him. And she puts her gun down like, dude. So she's trying to have this conversation with him, but Max still got the gun locked on her brother. And she like, this. I mean, so they talking about why he being stupid and being out here with this gun and what happened to the dude texting. And then she realized that Max got the gun. She's like, Mac, this is Malik. You know him. Put the gun down. And she talked to him. But Max seems to be in this stupor. I don't know what the fuck it was, what he was locked on. I don't know. Sometimes that happens to people with PTSD. But for me, I didn't see a trigger that would set him off in that manner. Usually when people go through PTSD episodes, it's because something triggered them. I don't know what that trigger would have been in that moment, because the gun was down. When they told him to put the gun down, he put the gun down right then. So, while she talking to him, while she talking to Mac and telling him to put the gun down, this motherfucker opens fire at Malik. I'm like, what the fuck are you shooting for? He's standing there. They talking, having a conversation. And you think in your right fucking mind that you're supposed to still shoot? So he shot at him. He didn't shoot him. He just shot at him. And so she turns her gun and shoots her partner. And she says, I'm going to make sure that you can still walk. So she shot him in the leg, I guess. And I don't know what part of the leg that you can shoot through to make it still walk. I don't know what that is. But, yeah. So next you see, she's over to his side, and Malika is still standing there in the alley. She's running over to Mac's side. She's like, I'm going to get you help. I'm going to make sure that you're going to be all right. I'm going to get you help. I'm going to get you to the car, and we're going to figure this all out. We're going to work it all out. Well, while she's talking to him, a bunch of officers, uniform officers, roll up. I mean, a bunch of uniform officers. When they roll up, they jump out, and the first thing they see is Mac on the ground. They say, officer down, shots fired. So they locked and ready. Of course, in their right mind, the first thing they're going to be thinking is that Malik shot him. Not that the damn officer shot the officer. Even though she wasn't in uniform, but they still had their card up with the lights. But she still wasn't in uniform. And so she gets up like, no, that's my brother. His weapon is already down. Don't nobody shoot, just stand down. And Malik is like really confused, like, what the hell should I do? So he kind of gets in panic mode, and he looks like he's starting to run. Baby, they light him up. Not 1 or 2 shots. Not one officer with multiple shots. Every officer out there except for the white woman. But every other officer out there lit him up, while his sister is screaming and trying to warn towards him. And I'm thinking, oh my God, don't you get shot, because they are lighting it up. How they fucking missed her, I don't know. But Malik is dead. Malik is dead. And the white officer, the lady, turned and looked at her comrades and was looking at, like, the look on her face was like, why the fuck are y'all shooting so much? Like, she didn't understand either. So it was It was bewildering. So, the next thing they cut to is the funeral scene. I believe the daddy is drunk again. And they show her other brother, and they show fine ass Method Man. I never used to think Method Man was fine. Method Man is fine up in this. Boy, that razor short beard. I don't know if he using that stuff to color his beard in to make it blacker and darker, but Method Man looking kind of cruel. Method Man looking cruel. So they at the funeral, and the daddy is like, he blames it on her. He said, this is your goddamn fault. I told you when you joined that bullshit ass academy to take him down there to cell, lock him up for a day so he can get a feel of it, like a scared straight type of program. And then he wouldn't be down here acting the fool and running amok in the streets. And she's like, you're trying to blame this on me? It's not my fault. He jumps up in the church because she told him to lower his voice. Don't tell me what to do, Bernadette. Well, Bernadette is her mama. It ain't her. So she realized, like, Daddy, hey, it's me, Rebecca. I'm not my mama. I'm not Bernadette. Afterwards, they leave out, and Meth come up to her. Dang, I forgot what Method Man's name was that quick. But he rolls up to Rebel, and they talking, and he giving her a hug, trying to console her. And evidently, you know, I'm not sure what happened in the breakup. They really didn't go into depth about the breakup. But they still kind of got feels for each other, you could tell. But he got a girlfriend named Tasha. I know her name. Tasha came out looking like, you too close. That's just too much confidence. And Rebel's like, hey girl, hey. Let her butt walk down, don't hear me. I'm going to slap her ass on GP. I'm like, damn, Rebel, what's up? Did he cheat on you with her? What the hell? Why you want to slap this girl? But she say on GP. So you know what on GP means. Just for the hells of it, I want to slap her. So afterwards, you know, man, Rebel is an alcoholic like her father. I could tell. She's drinking and drinking and drinking. She's putting herself into this alcoholic stupor, and she's having memories flash to her, memories of her brother being shot, memories of her being in wartime, and evidently, I don't know if it was a rescue helicopter or at least their own team got blown out of the sky right in front of her eyes. So she's having these flashbacks and everything. She passes out in her little drunken stupor, and she's having these flashbacks, repeated flashbacks of the scene her brother was getting shot, and then her mama comes, and then her mama was a drinker too. The whole family's alcoholic, the mama and the daddy. The mama's a drinker too, and then her mama got hit by a Mack truck, and she's going through what the captain was saying about her about, you know, not being a team player and always going off the handle. So she's going through all these thoughts and emotions, and her poetry is going at the same time, and the poem is like, damn, it's adding layers and layers of flavor to the emotion that you were supposed to be feeling at this point. And I was feeling it all. I was feeling it all. At one point, I think she passes out again, and her friend shows up. Chyna shows up again. I think there's another friend named Dolores that I failed to mention earlier. Dolores had been calling her, and she hadn't called Dolores back. And she was like, she can't deal with that Becky right now. But Chyna had bought some food from Dolores, Becky's catering, as they like to call her. So she brings the food over, and she sit down and she talk to her, and they eat, and she help her clean up and help her get herself back together. Like, get yourself back together, girl. IAB has been calling her, and she's been refusing to go meet with them. So the next morning, she's out in front of her home, and the lieutenant and a couple other black officers roll up to her house, and she's like, what the hell is this? And they like, look here, you gonna take your ass down to IAB, so we're gonna come get you. You need to go in there, and you need to set the record straight. Get your shit together, and let's go represent. Because Chyna had already told her that, you know, the city ready to riot. They ready to stand for her. It's going to be another Black Lives Matter type of situation going on. She's like, I don't want that bullshit to happen either. You know, she wasn't feeling it. She say, I'm not down with what they did to my brother, but I ain't trying to be no rebel with a cause. I ain't trying to do that. No. But IAB is pressing her. So they take her down to IAB. She meets with the union rep. And when they go in there, baby, they are trying to flip the script on her ass. Are you fucking kidding me? They want to arrest her for a felony because she shot the partner. Fuck what they did to her brother. You hear me? They don't care. They not even hearing what happened to the brother. She has to keep stressing that my partner shot an unarmed civilian. And our code of conduct is to protect the civilian. So yes, I shot that officer to protect him from executing an unarmed civilian who happened to be my brother. The white IAB lady that was in there, she kept calling her brother Malik, and she had to keep repeating his name is Malik. It's not that hard to remember. Malik ain't that hard to remember, especially since I done told you how to pronounce it once. It was just like they was kind of disregarding her. And the male IAB rep was in there. He kept trying to flip the script. He kept trying to say, so your partner shot at Malik because he was shooting the gun at him. No, Malik had put the gun down. It was moments later before my partner decided to shoot at him. So Malik caused his own death by running at the officers with a gun in hand. No, he didn't even take off running. He almost took off running, but they just started unloading on him. He was still an unarmed civilian. I had already said that everything was cool. His weapon was down. So they had pissed her off thoroughly. She basically saying, I hope they not indict me. If they let me go. If they let me go, or if y'all lock me up like y'all trying to do, believe me, oh, they gonna burn this motherfucking city down. Trust and believe that. Because now she like, fuck that. She went in and went off on them. You hear me? And I'm sitting here. You better tell them that, girl. You better tell them that. So when she walks out of the IAB office, Officer Ruiz rode up to her, and she like, I see you ain't talking bad now. See, you ain't got nothing to say now. And she like, bitch, what? You know, they get into a battle of words. And it was mainly at this point an officer, the band of brothers on this side and rebel on this side standing alone. That's pretty much how it was going down. Okay, so while she's already getting to them, the lieutenant screams out, hey, hold that shit down. No, let's break that up. While he's trying to get that shit settled down, here comes Mac's brother walking in, and he go at her too, telling her how she shot a fellow officer and she ain't shit as a person. And they get into an exchange of words. He called her a black bitch, and I was like, what? Really, motherfucker? Or really? And she was like, oh, I ain't gonna be too more anymore, you bitches. So they get into it, like I said, they get into exchange of words again. She slap him and say, hey, let's take it outside. We can take this to the street. So the lieutenant steps in again, and calms everything down, because at that point when she said let's take to the street, all the black cops on this side and all the other cops was on that side, and it was like, oh my god, what the fuck is finna happen? Okay, so after they had that little scene, they was able to squelch the fires there. Mac comes up to her, and he was like, okay, I understand if you want to apologize. She said, I ain't fucking apologizing for shooting you, for not killing my goddamn, for killing my brother. I'm trying to keep you from killing my brother, and you want me to apologize for shooting you? Motherfucker, you still walking. My brother's dead. And he was like, what you want me to say? You want me to say that I freaked out and I panicked and I didn't know what I did and I shot him with no reason? Yes, motherfucker, this is me talking poetry here. That's what I want you to fucking say, because that's what the fuck happened. That's what happened. But he ain't gonna say that. But that's our partner. That's our partner. Then afterwards, that he's sitting up in the bar. And, okay, so he's sitting there getting fucked up, and in walks his brother, Jimmy. That's his name. And his brother's like, hey, you need to cool out without a drink. And he was like, don't tell me what to do. I could drink if I want to. And he's sitting there talking like, you know, you probably all screwed up in the head because you start messing around with her. And you all up in your feelings. And I know how women can be. I don't know how the sisters be. When they get up to you, grab a hold of you. But they must have some superpowers that got you all fucked up in the head like this. And he was like, you don't know her. You don't know her. And he was like, wait a minute. You still give a damn about her ass? Jimmy was talking real reckless and real kind of racist and misogynist at the same time. And so they kind of get into a little tussle, into a little fight, but he drunk. And Jimmy like, hey, he drunk, he's my brother, he's my brother, he's my brother. So next they go out and they see Dolores. We finally get to see Dolores. Dolores shows up at Rebel's house, and she's like, hey, I need your help. I've been trying to call you. You ain't been returning my call. Basically, what happened is Dolores' husband has been acting kind of funny. He been staring at her in the middle of the night. She feel like she been waking up and she sends him there and she freaking her out. Plus he bought a gun. She's like, I don't know why the hell he bought this gun. Rebel goes to her house, takes a look at the gun, get a picture of it, see who the gun registered. Big ass Smith & Wesson. She's like, he goddamn CPA. What the fuck you need a gun for? So Rebel decides that I'm gonna go track him down and see what's going on. See what I can find out. Okay. Well, she's suspended from the force, so she can't use her police tools to help her track this dude down. So Chyna is on the phone with her, and I don't know what Chyna said she do, but she's like, hey, I can look up whatever I need to look up from right here where I'm at. I got you. Chyna pulls up the information and finds out that he's been on his porn site. He goes see such and such person, yada yada this, yada yada that. So they gonna follow him. They gonna stake him out. But she like, something ain't right with this situation. So she goes to follow him, and come to find out he shows up at this chick's house with a baby. He like, hey, go see both of my girls. So she like, oh my god, he got a kid and a whole nother family. So, but she still is feeling some kind of way about the situation. So she goes to follow Dolores too. Yeah, Dolores meeting up with some dude. I'm like, what the hell? So now Rebel's like, what the fuck is going on? So she reports back to Chyna and like, hey, he doing this and she doing that. So, you know, they both getting the taps on everything. They go back to a quick, like 3-second scene. Jimmy is getting out of his car, and then all of a sudden, the lieutenant, his name is Charlie, Chuck, one of those three, whichever one you want to use. He's walking up to him. Then they cut scene. So you know something about to pop the fuck off right here. They go back, and now Chyna and Rebel is at her dad's house. She's frying up some fish. I guess they always cook at the Pop's house. So they at his house frying up some fish, and Pops put on some of Malik's some music that he had just made, and they go out and pull out some libations for him, put out a little liquor because they Tupac on. She's kind of in her feelings, but you know, I think when she goes back home, laying up in the bed, this motherfucking Method Man, METHOD man. His name is PJ or DJ. I couldn't really catch which one it was, but it's a J. They broken up. They used to be a couple. Like I said, they had some chemistry at the funeral. Come to find out these motherfuckers are smashing. Like, currently smashing. She know he got a woman. Rebel is playing the side chick and she cool with it. I'm like, OMG, we got another side chick type of thing going on. Why black women all gotta be hoes? She been the side chick. He talking about he gotta leave. He can't keep doing that with her. He gotta break this off. She like, shoot, let's keep going while it's good. It's still good for me. I know it's good for you and to you. We got her being a hoe. We got Sanaa Lathan being a hoe. Olivia from Scandal. All these hoes. Just, but damn, why is everybody hoes? But still, okay, it still was a cute scene. It's a cute little sexy scene. And Method Man was working that tongue, baby. All up and down and around and down the spine. Yeah, Meth was going in. So, it's pretty much now is all about, so this is kind of, I think, the separate episode. They kind of ran on my system, is both of them together. But I think it was 2 episodes they showed the first one. So this is all about Dolores and her boo. So her and Chyna decide to go to find them and follow them. And they out in town. And they looking all snugged up and happy together and cozy. And she's like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? They look happy to me. But when they separate, they go separate ways. So she tells Chyna to follow the husband, and she gonna follow Dolores. And Chyna follows her always to the house. First he sits the house chilling, and then Dolores' dude show up. His name was Ahmed. He shows up. Bill opens the door, Dolores' husband, and Ahmed just stabbed him all up. I mean, he was everywhere. No mercy killing. Just took him out. They call the police, and all the officers show up. Rebel shows up at this point. She runs into the house. Her lieutenant Charlie, he shows up. He's like, hey, you need to get out of here, because you here on this scene is gonna just add more type of questions and concern to stuff you already going through. Come on, go home, go away. Now she like, what the fuck has Dolores got me wrapped up into? So she don't really leave. She kind of go around the corner, and now Dolores is there with the police, and she's crying these big baby cry tears and crocodile tears. They trying to see if she really legit. Chyna thinks she's straight legit, like something ain't right. They trying to put 2 and 2 together. They like, okay. So Dolores was messing around with the Ahmed dude, you know, on the backside of her husband, messing around. And The dude was supposed to, you know, protect her, what have you, but he caught some feelings, and he got a little jealous when especially when he heard that old boy had a gun. Now he concerned about his boo thing, and he go take him out. That's pretty much what they think has happened. So Rebel ends up showing up at Dolores' crib. She's out in the woods or whatever with her mama, and she questioned her about what's going on. She's like, you got me wrapped up all in this mess. And Dolores is like, well, your services are over. I don't need you anymore. And she was like, did you know he had another family? I said, what you mean he had another family? It's like, you tell me about your boo, and I'll tell you what I know about your family, your husband's family. Oh, but let me go back. It was a scene that I skipped. Okay, so after the dinner, Rebel rolled up on Brim, which was who I thought was the brother, but he was Malik's homeboy. Rolls up on Brim and like, hey, y'all need to tell me what's going on with my brother. Who was Texas and why y'all weren't looking out for him? Y'all supposed to have his back. And they all kind of like clam up. They don't want to tell her anything. Of course, because she's 5'0". They don't want to tell her anything. Rebel said, look here. If y'all don't tell me what the fuck I need to know, if y'all get in the way of what I'm trying to do and try to find out who I am, or trying to find out what I want to know, if y'all interfere in any type of way, I'm fucking y'all up. Y'all ain't got to worry about the police. I'm gonna lay everybody down. I'm gonna flatten y'all motherfuckers. Everybody get laid the fuck out who I think has something to do with my brother being where he was at. So somebody better unask answers. That's all I'm saying. So Rebel is like quick to like threaten people. She quick to threaten people. She goes back. I know I'm skipping some stuff. This was a super long, like I say, it was like 2 hours. So I'm compacting 2 hours of this whole thing. So Charlie rolls up to her house, and he out there having some words with her dad, and it was just some playful banter. They actually pretty cool. Charlie pretty much tells her, you know, they offering you this deal. If you drop the lawsuit against the department, you can come back off suspension, get your job back. And she's like, when the fuck you still being the message boy? I don't plan on dropping my suit. I'm suing the fuck out of them. You know. And he like, you're not making things good for you. Think about what you're doing. He said, I can't keep taking up for you. I can't keep being your backbone and your support. Which I'm surprised at. Because he just whooped Jimmy's ass. Because that was the next scene. They showed that he whipped Jimmy's ass. When they cut scene, Jimmy had a black eye. And the next day, when she walked up in the doggone station. And so I'm surprised that he's like really trying to get her to take this deal. I guess it's still, you know, the black and the blue against no matter whether you're black or not. Yeah, I don't know. So the captain was basically Lieutenant was Charlie, was basically telling her, look, you need to pick a side. I can't tell you what side to pick. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, or don't bite the hand that's always helps you. But you're going to have to decide what side you're really on. And I don't know, I kind of hate that he's telling her that. But next they go to Rebel, creeping up on Ahmed, Dolores' boo. And she sees him like light a cigarette. And then she pulls out a gun on and walk up on him like, hey, why you kill Bill? Why you kill Bill? You speak English? You know he speak English. He was just messing around with Dolores. He speak English. But she's like, why you kill Bill? Why you kill Bill? While she got him with a gun, somebody walk up behind her with a bat. Baby! Clocked in the motherfucking head. Yes, they did. Well, it looks like Rebel is like hemmed up some damn where. It looks like she's being dragged through somewhere, but come to find out she's tied up. Ahmed got her tied up. It's like guns and stuff to make homemade bombs and shit all around. And him and this dude is arguing back in a foreign language, and he basically tell him, you done fucked up again. Damn, I mean, how many times you gotta do this? Now we gotta kill her ass because she done seen too much. And I may have wanted to get her to talk, wanted to say, hey, why you here? What you following me for? Now she asked you, did you kill Bill? So you already know it had something to do with Bill, but go ahead, be a dummy. Go on, be a dummy right now. So he walks out, and the dude is still arguing like, he doing it again. I want to just kill her already. They had punched her and kicked her in her back a few times, and she hanging up her dangling, and now she trying to get loose. Rebel, they go outside, he go outside. While they outside taking the smoke, Rebel gets herself a loose, and she start banging on the pipe. Well, you hear banging. I realize it's her. She banging on this pipe. And I may call his crew and like, hey, come on, let's go back up in here. Something going on. She walks in the door. She stopped banging. Rebel without a pause, baby. She just went in on them. She just like, I like making that sound effect evidently. She going in on them. They fighting. And I'm like, oh, Rebel, she got some She got some hands with a pipe. She doing some stuff. I'm like, yeah, she about to whoop our man's ass. She's about to whoop our man's ass. And I'm like, I'm solely here for it. You better do it, girl. You better do it. But like big dude, the one that hit her in the head, kind of like get the best of her a little bit. He throw her ass on the table. She do this good little tuck and roll. I'm like, you better act, girl. You better act. And one dude was to take off. She picks up a gun. Why Rebel miss him? She let off about 11 bullets and missed every last one of them. She just told Brim back in the day that she was gonna lay all them out, and she wasn't gonna miss. She missed this one motherfucker running up some stairs. He wasn't even running that fast, but she missed all them damn bullets. She missed. So, but she came back. She kicked old bald head dude, the one who had hit her in the head. She kicked him in the head, and then she told Ahmed ass, "Oh, let's roll. Get your ass up. Let's roll." So I don't know what the hell she did with Ahmed's body, but she calls in Lieutenant, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Like, you ain't even on the job. What you doing here?" She's like, "You know, I wouldn't be following this lead if I didn't have like a good reason to. This is motherfucker to kill Bill." Hey, Kill Bill. This is motherfucker to kill Bill, and like, yo, these motherfuckers terrorists. It's all kind of shit down here. It's kind of like stuff, like I said, stuff you can make bombs with. They got a map of the goddamn city. It's all written in, I want to say Hebrew or Arabic. I'm not sure which one it's written in, but it's written in the foreign language. And yeah, they about to set some shit off. So she about to show him. She's like, don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing here. We got bigger problems. We got bigger fish to fry. But the weird thing is, like, when they went down there, everything was gone. Like, old boy ran out. Okay, thickhead, she kicked in the head, knocked him out. And she dragged Ahmed somewhere. The police took an hour to show up. Okay, that's typical response. But they had all the time to clear something out, and she didn't hear them clear nothing out. That didn't make sense to me. I mean, they cleared everything out. The fertilizer, the maps. That didn't make no sense to me. So, I don't know. In the process of this, she had to give a big rah-rah speech about, like, y'all know who the fuck I am. Y'all didn't like me before. Y'all didn't like me after all this happened. It don't matter. We ain't no fucking family. I'm gonna let you know that right now. This is a damn job, and it's a job that I can't do no more. So she is like fucking quitting. And like when she was having that little talk with PJ DJ, she was saying that she thought that she was gonna go into private investigating. You know, it pays a lot of money. I guess Dolores was paying her to do the job. Yeah, she did mention that Dolores pays big money. But yeah, she just fucking quit. So first and second episode, she's a police officer. Third episode, I guess she's gonna be a private investigator, a rebel without a pause. Okay, girl. So at this point, this shit gets really weird to me. Okay, so Rebel goes to where Dolores is at work. Dolores is having a meeting. I'm thinking Dolores is in on this shit. Something is real shady and sketchy about her. She's just seeming too clean to me. But she goes in and she's like, okay, you better thank me for keeping your ass out of jail. So I guess Ahmed is locked up. And she was like, okay, yeah, I appreciate it. And she said, well, where's boys at? I know you know. She said, okay, well, they hang out at this Russian and Ukraine restaurant. So I don't know what language that was now. Because, terrorists could be from any doggone country. But it's supposed to be some Russian and Ukraine restaurant. Rebel come down the street looking like straight 1970s Foxy Brown, baby. She got this afro with the braid on. She got the boots on, got the jacket flaring, and she like, and all of a sudden you see her pull out this goddamn pump. I'm like, really? She walking like, the kind that, like an assault. I don't know if it's an assault rifle. I don't know. I don't want to get my weaponry mixed up. But she come down, just storms up in the restaurant, like, now what? And I'm like, what is going on? What Rebel get this type of cojones? I'm a tad bit confused here. So from that scene, they didn't show her shoot up the restaurant or anything or apprehending anybody. They cut to her cleaning out her apartment. I guess a lot of things that she had in conjunction with her line of work, she's like, I don't need no more for to donate. And Chyna is like, hey, so what you finna do? Be a private investigator? I could be your trusty sidekick, And she's like, no, I ain't finna do that. Which I feel that's what she's finna do. Then they go to her doing poetry. She's doing a poetry reading at the end. So, all kind of threw me for a loop. I think it's gonna be a good show though. So I'm not sure how many episodes this is because, like I said, I was on Twitter and I saw Rebel on Twitter, BT, and I saw her with the gun, the pump. And I was like, what the fuck is this about? So I watched the little sneak peek trailer, and then I ended up watching it myself, and like I really like it. So I think I may be doing reviews on Rebel now. They come on Tuesday nights. I ain't doing nothing on Tuesday night. All right, y'all. So they're gonna re-air it again on March 30th at 6 p.m. I want to say, I don't know if that's Central Pacific. It's gonna re-air again on March 30th, which is tomorrow. So check your local listings on BT, and maybe you can catch it yourself. Her poem that she did, Allegiance, at the end, that was good. She said, I wish I could quote what she said about soldiers coming home, and they still in the war, and they dealing with fathers with brown companions, which is the alcohol. And I was like, you better, that was, for the poetry alone, I like this damn show. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. See y'all next week for Rebel. I'm going to be reviewing this. I like it. Peace.